Welcome. In this video, we're going to do a solo playthrough of the tutorial mission for Maximum Apocalypse. So down at the table, this game is for 1 to 6 players, taking us through an apocalyptic world. So this is going to be mission-based, giving us a different scenario and objectives. So we'll go through the setup here. First, we're going to pick our survivors, select the mission, build the monster deck, build our scavenge decks, a map, and then pretty much get ready to play. So for our characters, I did a poll with our YouTube members, and they chose the veteran and the dog, and pretty much anything in the dog, I felt like that was going to be picked. So I've got 2 options. I'm just going to go with the 2 that comes with the miniatures. So there is a little bit difference with the health and stealth and their special abilities. The ones we're going with, we're going to start with 22 health, stealth of 7. Keep your paws off them. It's an action, deal 2 damage to the vet. Dog is immune to damage till your next turn. Then the dog, 12 health, stealth of 9. Bite them is mid-range. Action, deal 3 damage to a target, and the dog takes a damage. So we've got them set up. Got the miniatures for each of them. Then our scenario, and this is extremely easy, so they range from extremely easy to insane. So we've got a very easy, normal, hard, very hard, and then the insane. So this should be a walk in the park to get through. So sirens were the only warning we had before everything went to hell. We were lucky enough to be close to a shopping mall and barricaded ourselves in, but now our food is gone and help isn't coming. Have to figure out what happened out there. Our objective, find 4 fuel cans and make our way to the van. You can see it in the distance from the rooftop. When everyone has successfully made it to the van and you have enough gas, you can hightail it out of here. All players start in the shopping mall tile, starts flipped up and revealed. So for our setup, this is going to go through our map tiles we'll need, even shows us how to lay those out. Then our scavenge decks will be built like so. So you can see in our red deck, we're going to have 2 food, 4 fuel, 2 medical and ammo, binoculars, spare parts, and an empty handed card. So we've got each of those done. So like I said, for the red, we put all those in here. We'll give them a shuffle. Then our green stack. And blue stack. And we went through and found all of these location tiles. Going to give those a shuffle, keeping the van and shopping mall out. Then we'll position them like our setup told us to. Mall there, and our van over here. And we start in the mall. So this number here, when we start our turn, we're going to roll 2 dice. If it equals this, monsters are going to spawn in that location. The reveal effect does not go off at the beginning for tiles shown face up, and this means we can scavenge at that location in our blue stack. So we've got it set up like so. This game down at the bottom has a little Z in there. That means it recommends using the zombie deck. So we're going to go through that. And for this one, we don't use the boss cards, so they'll be removed. And we'll take the rest of them and give them a shuffle. And we are going to start with 1 in play. So we've got a zombie dog, 5 health, and he does 4 damage to us. So you can move these up a little bit more. We will start with 4 cards in hand. And we're allowed a mulligan. So we've got our pistol. The dog is alive. Reveal 2 map tiles without triggering their effects. And fetch. I think all these are pretty decent cards to start with, so we'll go ahead and keep those. So the pistol, we've got a capacity normally of 4, but when you're playing true solo, you can hold up to 6 capacity here. When we equip this, we're going to get that much ammo. And then these others are just instance cards. Then we start with the hunger die set at 1. And we'll explain that as we go on. Needless to say, if we get too hungry, we will eventually starve ourselves to death. We don't want that for us or our dog. Then, as with any good game, they give us a turn reference. So we're going to start by spawning monsters, draw a card from our deck. Then we can take 4 actions for moving a space, drawing a card, playing a card, take a card action, and scavenging. We've got 3 possible free actions. One, we can discard 2 of our cards to draw a card, not the scavenge cards. Trade scavenge cards with another player. Since we're playing solo, not something we'll do. Or we can fuel up the van, dropping off cards at the objective. Then we'll increase our hunger, going up there, and end our turn, so any monsters attached to us will take that damage. So like I said, we need to get from the shopping mall to the van and have at least 4 fuel tokens, or cards. So starting out, roll the 2 dice. Got a 9. Number on that is an 8, and that's a 6. So nothing gets spawned. Draw a card. It's payback time. It's an action if the dog is dead. We hope not. The vet deals an additional 3 damage until the start of your next turn. And even though we have 2 miniatures, we move together. So I'm just going to set the dog to the side, since we'll just move one character. Start with our actions. We are going to scavenge. We can scavenge each tile once per turn. So our first action, empty-handed, makes sense. Our tutorial said we'd gone through everything here anyway. So we'll discard that. Second action, we're going to put down our pistol, getting 5 ammo. Got all my tokens to the side. Third action, I'm going to shoot at the zombie dog. And while the game does come with damage tokens, I prefer just using dice. So it's got 5 health. So our fourth action, use another ammo. And no more zombie dog. So that's it for our turn. Now, normally we do have a hand limit of 10 cards. In solo mode, we can hold more than 10 cards. Well, basically, we can have 10 of our main cards. These do not count against our hand size. In normal multiplayer, that would. So then we'll increase our hunger to 2. Nothing's attacking us. Next round. 6. So we're getting a token over here on the van. Draw a card. Got a dog collar. Reduce damage to the dog by 1. So we'll go ahead and make our first action, put that on us. Second action, we're going to trust his instincts. If the dog is alive, reveal 2 map tiles without triggering their effects. This could be anywhere on the map. We're just going to go adjacent. So that is the negative side. We don't get the free item. So immune to damage when you end your turn here and started your turn somewhere else. Third action, we'll pick up some food, so we can play that to reduce our hunger by 3. And our fourth and final action, fetch. If the dog is alive, draw any 3 scavenge cards and discard 2. We'll go from the red stack. Got a fuel, some binoculars, and more fuel. We're going to discard these 2. This is equip immediately as a free action or discard. So that's going to be another capacity against us. Increase our hunger. And move on. All right, next turn. 9, so we're good with that. Draw a card. Got some dog tags. Restore 2 health to the dog, to the vet and dog. Passive, reduce damage to the vet by 1. We're going to scavenge for our first action. Finding some more food. Move for a second action. Scavenge in the green for our third action. finding some ammo, fully reload a weapon. In our fourth action, we're going to eat some food, reduce our hunger by 3, taking us down to 0. Then increase our hunger. Next turn, getting a 6. Another token. Drawing into Get Dead Varmint. The dog is alive, reduce hunger by 2 for the dog and vet. And they do share the same hunger. So first action, we're going to scavenge in the green, finding some more food. Second action, going in here in the river. So we've got to test, move to this tile. So we need to test our stealth. And we test our weakest of the 2, which is a 7. Got a 10. Fail, return to the previous tile. So then for our third action, we'll test again. I can need another die for that. Goodness. All right, fourth and final action. We'll try one more time. All right, so we actually entered the river this time. Assuming one of us can't swim. Increase our hunger. Next turn, got an 8. We're going to have a token at the shopping mall. Drawn to our rifle. Long range. So the ranges, short range affects the tile we are on. Mid range, the tile we're in, and the orthogonally adjacent. And when you're playing solo, long range becomes mid range at half damage rounded up. So first action, we'll go ahead and put this down. That takes up 2 slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but we've got 6 in a true solo. Get a 4 ammo tokens. Second action, we'll move down here to the hospital. When we enter, we restore health. If we end it here, we restore 2 health. Third action, we will scavenge in the red. Spare parts, retrieve a card from your discard pile. Oh, we've got a fetch and a trust his instincts. We'll just go with the fetch. And for our last action, we'll get that varmint. Go rabbit hunting. Reduce hunger by 2 for the dog and the vet. End our turn, increase our hunger. Spawn at an 11, so nothing spawning. Drawing a card, got ourselves another Luger pistol, so we cannot have 2 gear of the exact same card in play at the same time, exception being the fuel. So first action, we are going to scavenge, finding some fuel, so go ahead and put that in play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second action, we'll move over to an open field. So reveal, draw a monster. So we found a zombie walker, health of 4, 2 damage. So we definitely don't want to end our turn there. So third action, we're going to move again to a gas station, which gets us a free scavenge. So this does not count against scavenging again if we wanted to. So free scavenge in red. Medical supplies, restore 3 health. And our fourth action, use our pistol. Put 3 damage on him. So we're going to increase our hunger. It's going to swing at us for 2. We can choose which one it goes after. We're going to put it on the dog just because we have a dog collar, reducing damage dealt to the dog by 1. So he'll take 1 damage down to 11. And next turn, getting a 6. So getting to the van is going to be a problem. Phil just got another one. So there is a maximum of 3 zombie tokens on each tile. Draw a card, incapacitate. If the dog is alive, stun and deal 2 damage to a target. First action, going to use our pistol. kill the zombie walker. Second action, scavenge the red. Found some more food. And just in our hand, we do have 5 scavenge cards, which do not count against us. And 6 of our cards, so 6 out of 10 there. Third action, we're going to move over to a city street. We enter, draw a monster. So a zombie spitter, mid-range, deal damage to all players in range. So our fourth action is going to be incapacitate. The dog is alive, stun, and deal 2 damage to a target. So that just means it's not going to activate this turn. So increase our hunger to 3. This does not activate. And we're on to our next turn. Rolling a 10. Brings out a monster swimming in the river. We draw into Damn You All, mid-range. If the dog is dead, deal 2 damage to all players and 6 damage to all monsters in range. We're going to try to prevent that from happening. So our first action, dealing 3 damage, up to 5. Second action, so that's going to, since it's long range, it becomes mid-range and half damage. So it's doing 3, which is enough. Third action, we're going to eat some food, reducing our hunger by 3. Oops, and this goes to that discard pile. Fourth and final action, fully reload a weapon, going up to 5. Increase our hunger. And next turn, getting a 9. Drawing into another Damn You All. So just to show you one of our free actions, we can discard 2 of our cards to draw a card. Getting us some dog tags. Restore 2 health to the vet and dog. Reduce damage to the vet by 1. First action, scavenge the blue. Finding some fuel. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Second action, we're going to move into here. So we've got a reveal free scavenge in the green. Finding some more food. Third action, we're going to scavenge. Finding a flashlight. So whenever you take the scavenge action, draw 2 cards, keep 1, and put the other on the bottom of the deck. Then our final action, we'll move up here. Discard an equipped gear or take 5 damage. At the bandit camp, well, we're going to lose our rifle. Go up in hunger. And next turn. Getting a 4. Haven't revealed any of those yet. So we're going to move down for our first action. Second action, scavenge. Finding some food. Then I'll make bad decisions. I'm going to move in here for our third action. So stealth. We have a stealth of 7, but it becomes -1 for each monster token in there. So now we have a stealth of 4. If we roll equal to or less than that, we'll be fine. Ooh, we actually did it. So I was expecting that to be terrible. All right, so as free actions, we could start fueling up the van to get some weight off of us. And we'll just throw some fuel tokens out there to help us remember our van is 3/4 of the way full. Then our fourth action, we'll move back to the farm. Increasing our hunger. Rolling for zombies, so 5. It's going to be there. Draw into a fetch, which we're going to go ahead and use as our first action. Draw any 3 scavenge cards and discard 2. I'm going to go in the red stack. 1, 2, and 3. We found a fuel. That's one we're going to keep. Second action, move in here. See how our stealth roll goes this time. Didn't make it, so we're getting 3 monsters. a zombie spitter, a zombie dog, and a zombie walker. Draw another monster card. Another walker. So I've done 2 actions so far. Free action, finish fueling up our vehicle. So our objective, find 4 fuel cans, make your way to the van. You can see in the distance when everyone has successfully made it to the van and you have enough gas, you can hightail it out of there. It doesn't say anything about having zombies attached to us, but we're not taking chances. For our third action, going to do a mid-range. If the dog is alive, deal 3 damage to up to 3 targets in range. So mid-range is our spot and orthogonally adjacent. So 3, 3, and 3. Actually, put that on the zombie dog. Then for a pistol, deal 3 damage to a target. You may spend another ammo to attack an additional target. So we're spending 2 ammo. Take that up to 6. This one up to 6. That's enough to kill those 2. That was our 4th action. We go up in the hunger. These attack. So when we have the veteran and the dog, we have to split these up. Split the enemies up evenly on each of our figures here. Doesn't matter on this since they both do 2 damage. So the veteran is taking 2. Our dog is going to take 1 because his collar reduces the damage by 1, so down to 10. Then our next turn, rolling the 7. That's actually not going to trigger any of the tiles. Draw a card, got another rifle. Our first action, going to use our pistol, spending an extra token, doing 3 damage here and 3 to that one, so that kill this one off. Second action, finish that off to finish the walker off, and then we'll jump in and go for a ride in the van. So like I said before, this is an extremely easy mission for us to do, just to kind of get you in the habit of how to play the basics of the game. So for my initial impressions of the game, I think we've got some great components here. I mean, the tiles, good and thick here. They could have been thinner. I'm glad they went with the heavier cardboard. Got some nice miniatures, pretty decent detail. Not top-notch, but very good for the game. Tokens and trays to put them in. And I know I've said this before, I love the art on these cards, so very good on that. As for the rules, I mean, number 1, as for the rule book, I like comic book sized rule books, easy to handle. A lot of games give you the big square. They, for me, are not the favorite to flip through. As far as getting the game to the table, most of the stuff you want is in here and easy to find. There are a few things that you have to search a little bit further for. But, I mean, after my first playthrough, everything kind of made sense. So nothing wrong with the rules. And as far as replayability, all the different survivors we have, and then the different monsters we can fight, and missions, tons of replayability here. So no issues with that at all. One downside I have heard a lot of people talking about is it does take a little bit of time for setup, but I mean, to me, that adds to the replayability. So you're going to get a different game every time you play. So your map's always going to change, the order of your search cards. Just know setup does take a little bit of time. So if you're into this theme and you're good with the randomness of how the maps are made in these decks, because I mean, that can change too. In some of the other scenarios, you might find the locations you're looking for quickly, or you might have to explore the whole map to find them. And of course, that's going to really increase the difficulty. But for this type of game, I don't expect to win every time. Like I said, this was extremely easy on the difficulty. So just a training. So with that, as always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.